As teachers, it is imperative that we understand the different learning spaces in which we teach and our students learn. It is not enough to be told how to set up a classroom or plan an excursion. Teachers need to understand why in order to best enhance the learning of our students. The physical characteristics of the classroom greatly influence the way in which students learn and also the way in which we teach. Designs that include natural light, horizontal lines, and spherical shapes all create a relaxed atmosphere for students to feel safe within their environment. Bold colours and posters can also stimulate and excite the students' learning. In the past, classrooms were generally arranged with the desks in rows and the teacher front and centre, the focus being that of teacher-student communication rather than student-student communication. Over the years, the way in which we teach has changed by moving toward a more collaborative style where students can learn from and teach each other with the assistance of the teacher. Because of this, more often than not, the design of students' desks have changed so that it is more conducive to group work. Research has shown that students are aware of the aesthetics of the environment in which they learn. Marilyn Reed found that children selected circular shapes and spherical forms as special elements within the classroom. She states that circles and spheres provide variety in spaces where most elements are made up of rectangular lines and forms. We also need to remember that there are some students who are easily overstimulated, so it is important to provide areas of low stimulation within the classroom. It is also important to remember the teacher in all of this. They need to be comfortable with everything they need, easily accessible. For example, storage areas and wet areas for those messy science experiments or art lessons. The physical characteristics of the learning space beyond the classroom is extremely varied. It could be excursions or incursions, such as a trip to a local farm, the botanical gardens or a museum. A science show which comes to the school, or as simple as heading out to the school oval or veggie patch. Pedagogically speaking, according to the American psychologist Carl Rogers, experiential learning occurs when students are fully involved in the learning process, and it is enhanced when information is presented in context, which isn't necessarily a traditional classroom setting. There are significant issues for teachers and students when considering excursions. Teachers especially need to ensure that it is relevant to the curriculum and not just an excursion for the sake of it. They need to be well thought out and planned so that the day can run as smoothly as possible. Some students can feel very anxious leaving the safe bounds of the school, so it is important to see the teacher confident in everything that is going on. Physically, the electronic learning space could be anywhere, as long as there is a wireless or mobile connection. Within the school, the electronic learning space comes in many forms. For example, a computer lab, an iPad bank, an interactive whiteboard, or simply a couple of computers for use in the classroom. The way we teach within the electronic learning space, I believe, needs to be quite structured. The sheer amount of information, both true and false, as well as educational apps and games, can be overwhelming. Students need to be directed through activities which are tested by the teacher and are within the constraints of the curriculum, not just IT for IT's sake. Technology can and is an impressive tool within education. It allows for instant and easy access to information, creativity, and collaboration. Teachers and students, however, need to be aware that not all information found on the web is credible, and also social implications, such as bullying. Teachers need to ensure that students are well educated in these issues and put structures or boundaries in place to help minimise the effects of these. The individual learning space is different for everyone. Some need quiet, others need a little activity going on around them. I have found that I need as little distraction as possible. It doesn't need to be neat and tidy. I just need to have everything I need to get my work done. including snacks and drinks. I know I'll use any excuse to get up and walk away from that desk. It is the learner in this space who is responsible for planning, organising, completing, and the evaluation of their curriculum. Knowles states that people who take the initiative in learning learn more things and learn better than do people who sit at the feet of teachers passively, waiting to be taught. As teachers, we need to be able to foster a love of learning in our students, and we must also develop in them the skills of inquiry so that they may continue to be self-directed learners for the rest of their lives. It is within the group learning space in the classroom where we find the need to design our desks into groups rather than rows in order for collaboration and cooperation to occur. But the classroom is not the only place for group work. It could be taken outside, off school grounds on excursion, or, thanks to technology, taken online to collaborate with others who are not physically present. As with technology, group work needs to be carefully structured in order to achieve the best outcomes for all students. It seems that there are two driving factors to ensure this. Slavin states that team rewards and individual accountability are essential elements for enhancing basic skills achievement. Team rewards ensures that each member of the group are invested in helping other members, and individual accountability means that each individual is being judged on their own improvement rather than competing with others. For some students, group work is daunting and uncomfortable. For others, it is an opportunity to show off what they know. If the activity is structured properly, then these issues are less of a problem. It is, however, important that the teacher carefully chooses which individuals would benefit from being in which group. These 5 learning spaces do not stand alone. There are many ways in which they are linked. The individual learning space is greatly enhanced by the electronic learning space, and the group learning space can be found within the classroom, beyond the classroom, and even the electronic learning space. As teachers, we need to ensure that we have a deep understanding of how each space is linked and how they affect our teaching and our students' learning.